Well, good morning. It's about 10 o'clock here in Minnesota. I'm looking out the window and the cars are covered with snow. It's 14 degrees. Just another day. Anyway, I'm looking at my layout. I have a few buildings I bought that are kits that I have to start putting together. I need to figure out where my town's going to be, and I can't do that unless I have the buildings made so I can place them, I have one I'm going to work on today. It's a Woolworth building. I bought it. It's not a kit. It's an already made building. It's got a little sign on the front that says Woolworth. And I'm going to take that one off. And I'm going to put a Miller Engineering animated sign on it. So I'll show you what I'm doing. So this is my Woolworth building. I picked this up on eBay. It was in a group of like 5 or 6 buildings, and I bought it. Well, I got all the buildings for like $25, and I see this alone going for $49, so I felt I had a good deal. I really didn't want the other buildings. I was just looking for the Woolworth building. I'm going to take one of those Miller Engineering signs and place it over that one. I already have it marked out where I have to drill some holes. I don't know how this is going to go because this is, I don't know, some kind of a resin building, but hear that? It sounds like it could crack real easy. So I'm going to have to be real careful when I drill that. I'm almost wondering if I need a small concrete bit. Anyway, this is the sign I'm going to put in there. That's coming out all right. I was able to drill it with a regular drill bit. And then I'm filing down the rough edges so that there won't be anything sharp. I don't want anything to cut that electrical strip that's got to go in there. Before I put the sign in, though, I think I'm going to try and... you don't see any mortar in the brick. So I'm going to try and put a wash on there just so I can see some mortar in the brick. It is slightly weathered, but I'm going to play with that next before I put the sign in. I think I might do something to the roof also, because that's pretty flat. Well, I weathered the brick. Yeah, I think that looks pretty cool. And then I don't know if you can see it, I kind of dirtied up the windowsills a little bit. And they were just too white. And then I worked on the roof a little bit. Just a little bit more work to do on the roof. And I have to get something for a chimney and some plumbing stacks. But I'll get that on there eventually. So that's my slot too. Well, that's the building with my new sign. And that's what it looks like inside there. And that's pretty much all that building will get. I have to do just a little bit more Oh, maybe some more work on the walls to get them the way I want it to look. But it's coming along.
And stay out of the Woolworth.
So I wound up using a regular drill bit to drill those series of those holes, and then I took a file and I filed that all down so it was nice and flat in there, and I filed the top side and tried to round it up and round the bottom down on the back side. I didn't want anything to damage that electrical strip, but you know, this is my third or fourth sign now that I've installed, and they're not as delicate as I thought they were going to be. They seem to be put together pretty good and pretty rugged, but I still, you know, use a lot of care with them. I don't want to damage them. And I check them as I go to make sure that they work, to make sure I don't do something that is going to stop it from working. Anyway, and then I used a super glue to glue that sign on the front. And I you know, weathered the windowsills on the windows, and I was able to get some mortar look and weather the walls, and you know, put a new roof on it. It looks pretty good, I think. I'll probably, you know, touch it up a little bit more, but I'm pretty happy with the way it came out. I don't know what the building was made out of. It's some kind of a hard resin. It looks to me like it could crack. You know, like if you dropped it on a concrete floor, that'd probably be the end of it. But I drilled the holes slow, and it worked out great. I remember a Woolworths. How many remember Woolworths, huh? Yeah, I was. We got to go back into the 50s now. Were you even born then? Yeah. Well, I think the 50s. I remember in the late 60s working at a Sears Roebuck, and I used to eat lunch in a Woolworths. And then as a little kid, Mom used to bring us in the Woolworths. She'd shop, and she'd always buy us a soda at the soda fountain. So this is nostalgia for me. A lot of my layout is memories from when I was a kid or something that happened in my life, that sort of thing. I incorporate a lot of things into my layout. So I really like these animated signs because they remind me of neon signs. And you go back into the 50s and the 60s again, Dad would bring us to a pizza place or something, and there'd be a great big neon sign outside. Just loved all those colors, you know. So I'll probably have a lot of those incorporated in my layout. Anyway, don't be afraid to, you know, take something like that and work on it. Drill a few holes and add a sign to it if you want. The first time I did it was like, oh, am I going to be able to do this? But it's working out pretty good. Anyway, I'll catch you on my next one. You guys have a great day.
And stay out of the Woolworth.